Day 10, RFS Flulinks Advent Calendar, straight out of Gallifrey Podcast. Gets another one in here, and here it is. It references Series 11. Do you think a crowded TARDIS will be the new trend going forward in Doctor Who?
No.
I mean, it depends. How long's Chibnall around, and will he want to keep it that way?
That's true.
Basically what it boils down to.
We haven't, understand that we're recording this before we've even seen episode 10, and of course this is going out before the New Year's Day.
Somebody could leave at New Year's for all we know.
Mm-hmm. So this might actually change soon for as you say, all we know. No, I get the feeling that eventually things get whittled down. It's a lot easier, I think, perhaps to start 3 characters off as they did in Series 11 without sort of finding excuses to add 2 or 3 more during random adventures. You know what I mean? This time it sort of served a narrative. I don't know if that can happen as easily.
Plus,
again.
we're at the very beginning, right? It's like
exactly.
Look how soon companions kind of cycle through. Well, we got 3 of them here, so inevitably somebody's going to get a better deal somewhere as an actor or something, right?
Or a character. I mean, there's no room
because
for
of the show itself.
Yeah,
like Jenna Coleman did pretty good after the show because she was in the show, right? And I'm sure there's many other examples of that.
Yeah. Yeah, Chris very emphatically said no at the very beginning of this. Care to back that up, sir?
Sure. Doctor Who is all about change and experimentation. I don't foresee something like that being a consistent thing.
Chameleon Returns, 2019.
I mean, when I think back to like just even New Who, I guess there is a fair amount of consistency as far as having just a single companion is concerned. Because, for basically the entirety of Rose's era, it was just Rose. You had, Mickey and her mother and Adam and whatever in and out. But
Captain
it was
Jack
basically just Rose,
there.
Captain Jack. Donna was just Donna. Amy was just Amy for great chunks at any rate.
It's funny how RTD sort of like established the template, which is basically based on the classic, Dr. Sarah Jane or Dr. Joe Grant. Yeah. And that was like sort of established, okay, this is the norm, this is the standard.
It's because it generally works, right?
It does, but it also forgets that for a large part of Doctor Who's history, there's been more people in the TARDIS. I find it interesting that John Nathan Turner, I said that it's tough to organically introduce people into the TARDIS, but hey, through most of the John Nathan Turner era, up until the Caves of Androzani, essentially, is like the first time where there's really a truly proper one Doctor, one companion story.
That's true.
Since Sarah Jane.
Since Sarah Jane, like he stuck with like, we have 3. We're gonna get 3. We're gonna get it starts out with Roman and K9, and then Adric comes along, and then Nis and Tegan, and then Turlo and Chameleon, and then it's finally fades out. Like they kept sort of like having this thing, and then you kind of I think one of the great not tragedies, but curiosities about the Davison era for me is that we never got to see him very often with just one companion like his predecessors before him and Baker and Pertwee, and indeed like Baker and McCoy after him. He was always sort of stuck and saddled with a whole bunch of people in the TARDIS. And I hope that we get like a chance for Jodie Whittaker's Doctor to be a little more stand outish as a result, because right now it's very much a team thing. But I like kind of when the Doctor is a star of the show with one companion, just to see how she reacts next to that one person as opposed to a team kind of thing. So I like the crew and how they're incorporating them into the episodes, but I also like when the Doctor's a little more the center of attention. So I hope that that's not the trend going forward.
I kind of want to see just one episode of a solo Jodie Doctor just doing her thing. Also, I was just thinking that for decades, literally decades, we had something for the dads. Well, I think she should just have like 2 identical twin gorgeous dudes in the TARDIS as companions who, like, so I'm talking so good looking, switch team good looking.
You mean kind of like...
Can't take your eyes off these dudes. Just to flip it around for once. But basically just because it's been so long the other way. Right. Even in the modern era, it's been like that why not flip it around for once, just to see what happens.
You mean Rory's dad wasn't that?
What are you talking about? Well, I mean, teach their own, Chris. But